Hi, family. Welcome to Journey of a Thousand Voices. Again, today we're at my home. I had a visitor, Silvester Rioba. He's an old friend of mine. He came to visit today. So I just decided to have a sit down with him and discuss one or two things. Sylvester, karibu sana.
Thank you so much
Sylvester,
for welcoming me to your home and also hosting me in your channel.
karibu
Thank you so
sana.
much.
Sylvester has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What is your name of your YouTube channel?
Yes, kindly check me out on my YouTube channel at Silvester Rioba. Silvester with an I. Silvester Rioba. I have amazing content there. I also post every day. Kindly go check me out so that we get to engage and push this life.
All right. Thank you very much, Sylvester. We are
Welcome.
so blessed to have you here. Umefanya vizuri. You've come to visit me today. So guys, today we are breaking our norm of having actually female guests. Today we are going to sit down with a man and have
Oh,
some
wow. So,
perspective
so
from
I'm the
a.
first man
Yes,
to
you
be
are.
hosted here. Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to myself. Wow.
So Sylvester, so now we want to sit down and now discuss things. Eh?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We are always pro women in this channel, pro
Mhm.
children. Anything that does with children and women, we are very passionate about that in our channel.
Yeah.
We're very passionate about marginalization of women, our rights, the rights of children. So you, as a Korean man, you're from the same community as I am.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to find out, maybe it's good that you came to visit and you have given me this opportunity to have a sit down with you.
Yeah.
We wanted to find out about what is your experience with our community and how they treat women? How would you define it?
Okay. First of all, I am a Korean, but I'm not. In terms of men, relationship wise with women, I'm not actually. I don't support Korean men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
because these Korean men.
Mhm.
First of all, they. I don't know. I can't say all, but they are very much
Majority.
behind. They are majority
Mhm.
of the men. They are very much behind.
Mhm.
Most of them also follow the cultures of the past, and as you know, the world is changing,
Mhm.
and we
Mhm.
need to change on our lives too.
Mhm.
As daily as we go on with our lives,
Mhm.
we need to change our lives by engaging and see what other cultures are doing,
Mhm.
and also not only cultures but also everywhere across the world, because we meet new people every day.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also nowadays we marry from different
We
communities.
intermarry,
Yeah,
that's
we
true.
intermarry
Mhm.
from different communities.
Mhm.
So Korean men's, as I've for the short time I've stayed here, I did not stay here for a long time.
Okay.
Yes, you can think I'm a Kikuyu because you can see even my teeth. You can think I'm a Kikuyu,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
Uh-huh.
So Korean men don't treat women that good. They are not supportive to their women,
Mhm.
and these Korean men, I think they also need some lessons maybe on
Mhm.
how to care on their wife and treat their families maybe.
Mhm. So you, as the upcoming generation, I'm glad you brought it up by yourself because I'm always talking about that thing in my channel,
Yeah,
about the fact the way we are as women, especially in our community,
yeah,
we are frustrated, we are abused, we are treated like we are nothing. I'm glad that from a Korean man we have that perspective, and you're
yeah,
also a younger generation.
yeah.
So what is it, why, how are you changing the narrative, how are you changing the way your generation thinks? Do you think your generation is actually better than our generation in terms of how they treat women, or is it something that you've noticed even with your own generation?
Yeah, I think it's better than of the past,
Uh-huh.
because nowadays we don't follow the past things. We are not into the past things so
Like
much.
what? As things like what?
Yeah, like you cannot tell a Korean man
Uh-huh.
to even wash dishes
Uh-huh. Do
for you
you
and
do
do
you
that.
wash dishes
Yes, I do wash dishes.
at
I
home?
do cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
Oh
cook.
wow.
My
Wow.
mom
Okay.
knows. I'm the
Okay.
firstborn. I have a sister, but I usually help my sister in things like those, doing some
The
home chores.
household chores. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
can
that's
wash
great.
dishes. I
Uh-huh.
I help
Uh-huh.
where I see there's a need. You know,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to follow the past things, and you should be supportive. I think supporting and understanding your partner better, that's the best. Just being supportive.
So what about when it gets to a case whereby when your friends or your uncles or your maybe your father, is your father also the sort of man who is not as strict as the other Korean men, or
Yeah, sure, he is, by the way. My father is
he's very strict?
very strict.
He follows those Korea.
Very, very. Like my dad, my dad is this kind of person. He's actually old, and my mom is younger. I think my mom is younger with about 20 years from my dad.
Wow.
20 years. I think 20. About 20 to 25, if I'm not wrong.
Wow.
So, and my dad, like right now, you know, he's old, yeah, and he's like my mom. He's like also always going after my mom and to know where she was, what she was doing. You know, like he doesn't have to do that because my mom also needs some money, her money, her own money. She needs to get her hustle, not just stay. Like he just wants
Okay, he
her,
just wants her
okay,
to stay at
at
home.
home, yeah,
And at the end of the
and
day,
cook
he
for
will
him.
not provide
Yes, and
anything
also
for her.
yes, when he comes home, he will just ask, "Where's the food?" And he has not brought any money, you know.
Yeah, I
Like
know
it
that. I know
doesn't
that.
bring
I've seen
sense. You
that,
see,
and I understand what you're saying. It doesn't make sense.
it
Have
doesn't.
you ever tried as a, because now you're no longer a small boy, you're actually a young man.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried sitting down your dad and explaining to him that, Dad,
What?
this is not the way the world is going right now? When you sensitize him, maybe when you sit down as his son, as his firstborn son, there's some things that maybe you could sit down with him and explain to him that, Daddy, this is not how I think that you should be behaving, or you're afraid.
I'm not afraid. I've stayed with my dad and I know him better. As for me, I think he just goes with like he listens.
Rigid.
Yeah, he's rigid. He listens to people who have made it. Like, you know, my brother right now, my elder brother from my.
Okay, you're from a polygamous home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got two brothers from the other family. Yeah. So my elder brother, like right now, he's working, he's earning something, you know. And even when you usually see his stories, maybe my father's stories, maybe there at the Facebook, he usually posts him. He listens to him very much.
He listens to your older brother more than he would listen to
Yeah,
you.
more than he listened
Your
to me.
older brother, does he live here with you?
No.
Okay, he's not here.
No, he's
so
not
if
around.
your dad actually listens to him because maybe he has a job.
Yeah.
So for you, if you sit down with him and tell him, Dad, this is not the way of the world right now,
he's very bitter. Like he can never listen to me. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think he can't listen to me because even my mom has tried. You know, there's this stuff. The other day, my grandma was at our place very early in the morning. I think she was going for medication.
That is your dad's mom or your
my mother's
mother?
Yeah, my mom is the last born. So you can imagine. So she was there at the kitchen, and my dad woke up, and my brother, so suddenly, my younger bro, he's called Morgan, like he needed a calculator. And that day in the morning, he told my dad, "Hey dad, you know what? The teacher just told us that we can't go without a calculator to school." And he was like, "Why did you not tell me yesterday?" He was very harsh. Yeah, because he did not have that amount to. Yeah. So when he went outside to look after the chicken, to give the chicken feeds, and then when he came back, he was like, "Did you cook for me the potatoes, that the sweet potatoes I brought yesterday?" You know, my grandmom was there. "Did you cook for me?" With a very loud voice. He was very loud, and my grandmom is there. You can imagine the picture that he's portraying. Yeah. Yes, you can imagine the picture that he was portraying. He was very loud at my mom. "Did you cook for me?" And my mom was like, "No, I was tired yesterday. I worked a lot." "Worked a lot? What? I can't. You don't even cook for me." And some sort of things he was saying. It doesn't. You didn't really like that. I did not like that. I had just to get out of my home and just go to a place and settle, because you know, when sometimes when I feel bad, I can talk, I can speak shit out of my mouth. Yeah, your anger get the best. Yeah, I don't want to to say something
Something
through my
that-
tongue, through my mouth, that maybe will ruin, maybe I don't want curses. Like that's
So
what
do
I
you know that's the problem with us
my
Africans.
dad curses so much.
Yeah,
Is
but the
that
problem with us Africans,
yeah,
especially when it comes to our parents or the
yeah,
older generation, is that if sometimes we know that a child can correct a grown up. You do know that.
yeah, sure,
A
it's
child
true.
can actually, but in the African society, it's something that if you try that, if you try correcting your parents, you can even get killed for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So no,
It's
it's
like
true.
yeah, yeah, because
So
they say it's like nothing.
yeah, so
You're
it's like they're saying you're disrespecting them. So I think that is the thing that they try to instill that fear in us, that for us we don't have we cannot think for ourselves. Anything your parent says is correct.
yeah,
Anything your parent says, even if it's wrong, they have instilled that fear in us that whatever they say is right. Don't ever correct your parents, because if you correct them,
yeah,
you will be cast.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That is a very wrong thing. So I'm glad you've opened up, and I'm very happy that you're somebody who's very vocal. Most people would not talk about such things, but I'm so glad you've done that.
yeah,
And I think maybe eventually you have to sit down with your dad, just talk to him like
yeah,
man to man. I
yeah,
think there's a way that you men can talk to each other,
yeah,
because for me as a woman, if I tried and corrected
yeah,
your dad,
yeah,
and especially in this community, it would be something like, this woman, she doesn't respect men.
yeah,
But respect is both ways, you understand?
yeah, sure,
I respect you, you're younger than me,
yeah,
but I respect you. So if I respect you, you should respect me.
yeah, sure.
I can get a lot of wisdom from you, just like you can get a lot of wisdom from me.
From you,
So in our society, in this society, it's something that is very, very sad. Men act as if they are the end all and be all.
like
They are
they
the
own anything. They are the
exactly,
final say.
exactly.
Yeah,
So because of that, now we have gotten to the point whereby you are so stressed. Like for you now, you're saying that that morning when your
mm,
father was complaining to Morgan,
yeah,
he started with Morgan,
yeah.
and then after that he went to your
My
mom.
mom,
And the fact that his mother-in-law, your grandmother, was there, that
yeah,
is something that he should have waited,
yeah,
but he did not.
yeah,
He wants to show authority.
yeah.
He wants to impose, like, this is my homestead, I can do whatever you
Anything,
want.
yeah,
Because I remember when I was younger, my grandfather, he passed away, but my grandfather was a dictator.
yeah.
When I tell you dictator, dictator, those ones who would come and everybody would shake. So my my
He
God,
was the ground shaker.
African women endure a lot.
Yeah.
My grandmother, her mother was still alive then. I saw my great grandmother.
Oh,
So my great grandmother, like your grandmother,
yeah,
would come. She would come to my grandmother's house to see her daughter, because that's her daughter.
yeah,
So there was an incident when she came. My grandfather had gone to the farm. My grandfather was I don't know, he was just very hard. He would come into the homestead, and from the kihita, is that how you call it, from the gate,
yes.
he would be screaming. That time we have come
What?
from we've come to visit. It's during the holidays,
Yeah,
and everybody would be shaking, because when he comes, there's no peace. He found my great grandmother eating.
yeah,
She was eating merenda.
yeah.
Merenda, for those who don't know, is like
Juice mellow.
it's called what?
Juice mellow.
That's what you call it.
Yeah.
Juice mellow. Okay. For my Nigerian brothers and sisters, it's like a ewedu. So she was having that juice mellow or merenda with ugali. And what happened is that my granddad actually came in. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
He came into the house and he found her eating. He took that food with ugali, the brown ugali, and he started stuffing it inside her mouth, saying that she would never come into his house again. Why is she always there? Why would she be coming to visit her daughter?
What?
This is his house and she's eating his food.
What?
It was a very scary situation that a man can actually do that to his mother-in-law. They don't care. You understand? It's something that even with that generation, even with that generation, it started there, and it's something that has has always been. So I'm glad, as you're saying, maybe for your generation right now, it's something that you don't maybe condone for you, but understand that there are also others who accept it. It's normal for them because that is how they saw their fathers
Yeah.
treating their mothers.
Yeah.
That is how they saw their grandmothers being treated.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, as you said, that it's
Yeah.
something that you shun and you
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah. Like I think everyone has a say.
Mhm.
We ought to understand each other. We ought to sit down
Mhm.
together, understand each other, talk,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
get
So
to know each other better. I think that also helps get to knowing each other better, because when I know you are bitter, I will always understand you and I will always know how to handle you. So I think even most of the men, Korean men, don't spend time with their families. Yeah. So that they get to know more their families. They spend
outside,
time.
maybe they
Yeah.
have outside families. That one is true.
Yeah.
As much as a man will have 10 wives, he will have an outside family.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, like, one final question. And this is something that is very, very, I really hope you tell me the truth.
Yeah.
You, as a young man, I'm sure you've been in relationships.
Yeah.
Is there a day that maybe you have been tempted to lift your hand and beat your other half?
For real, no.
Are you sure?
For real.
Yeah.
I'm
And
for
have you
real.
been in a situation whereby you watched a woman being abused and you've done nothing about it?
Yeah.
And how did it make you feel after that? When you see a woman being abused by her better half, her boyfriend, her husband, how does it make you feel as a man?
Like,
Is
it's
it something
bad.
that you applaud? You say, okay, that's good, he's showing that he's a man, or
No, a woman should not be beaten. Like, who does that? A woman should not be beaten. Yeah, go fight your fellow men, but when it comes to in terms of men and women, a man, if you are a real man, if you understand the meaning of a man, you know there is a man and a boy. If you are a real man, a man doesn't fight the wife, for sure. A man doesn't fight the wife.
the man doesn't? But you've seen situations. I know you've
Yeah,
been in
sure.
situations whereby
Many,
maybe
many
you've seen
times.
situations whereby maybe somebody is abusing his
Yeah,
girlfriend,
yeah.
abusing his wife. Is it something that you, as a man, have you ever gone and said, don't do this? Or do you sit back like all of us and go like, it's not my business?
I say, there's a time that I had a friend of mine, not even a man, a friend of mine, and on this day, this guy was, I think he was drunk, and so he went to a pub where her girlfriend was working from, and I think the guy is married, and so I think
The
when
guy is married, but
yeah,
he has a girlfriend working in the bar.
yeah, he has a girlfriend working from the bar. So when this guy went there that day, I was passing across that pub. It was it was late night, and so this guy was like beating the lady. Get on the motorbike. Get on the motorbike. Like, I think he wanted him to go. He wanted to go with her, and the lady was like, "I'm working." Yeah, she did not want. She was working. You know, she wanted her man. You know, and he should respect that, because many times I think even she would have not borrowed the guy man. You know, so he was like beating the girl, telling her to board the motorbike so that they go. He was beating him very bad, and I was like, do you force things? Huh? You don't have to force. You have to understand each other, talk, and know what your fellow thinks. Yeah, you don't have to beat a girl. And I was like, the next day I met that guy, I was like, what were you doing last night, man? Like, the thing that you are doing, it's not good. A lady is not beaten. And I was like, I was in a crowd, by the way, and the men were like, no, no, when a lady brings to you shit, when a lady shows you shit, show her shit. And I was like, what? Only one guy was supporting me.
Out of almost like how many?
Like 15 people.
So
One guy was just only one,
only
imagine.
two of you were
Yeah,
standing for the woman.
For the woman, yeah. And I was like, hey, man. No, these Korean men, and all of them were Koreans, by the way.
Yeah.
All of them were
I know
Koreans.
them. They are my brothers. They are my uncles. They are my friends. I know them. I know how they behave. They are very violent people.
But me, I told them, the matter of fact that you are refusing a lady should be beaten or what, I just told them it's not right. A woman is not beaten anywhere across the world. A woman is not beaten.
I'm very glad I had this interview with you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I found 1 out of 10,000.
For real.
No, because I'm always arguing with
What?
them. No, I'm very serious. I'm
Yeah.
very passionate about those things, especially things to do with abuse, things to do with the. We have children are molested. You know
Yeah,
that
sure,
children
sure.
are molested in our community and we hide it. Women are abused and we hide it.
Yeah.
Women are maimed. Some women go to their marriages with two hands. They come out with one hand
Yeah.
because one hand, the husband decided one
Yeah.
day I'm your property and they cut the hand. I've seen such situations.
But there is also another thing I can say maybe to women. If you are a woman out there and you feel like your relationship is not what you want, don't force yourself to be in that relationship.
Exactly.
Just find your own space and find your own peace.
Thank
Eh? Respecting yourself, love yourself first. You know,
you.
no one will respect you if you don't respect yourself. Eh? Find a place where you find peace. Peace is the key to
It's the
everything.
ultimate. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's
If you are in a
true.
relationship and you think like every day you keep on having the same situation,
The same
you talk about it
arguments.
and then
Yes.
it comes again, you talk about it and then it comes again. Please just find your own peace. I think that is a solution. Find your own peace. Because you know, the Koreans maybe they are told that no one goes out of a relationship.
Yeah, that's the thing.
At no one
That's
goes
the
out of a
thing.
relationship. You stay at your
Yeah.
home, no matter what the
Yeah,
case, you have to
persevere.
persevere. No.
I've had aunties who have succumbed to death because of the fact that they stayed in abusive relationships. Domestic violence is something here that they think is normal, and to me it's something that is, it shows how sick and depraved as a society we are.
Yeah.
That we praise the bad things and we shun the good things.
Yeah.
Korea is very fast to praise bad things. When a woman is beaten, they're like she deserved it. And
Yeah.
I've also seen situations whereby the women, it's like they're brainwashed. They feel like if a man does not beat me,
Yeah.
he doesn't love me.
Oh my God.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
What?
Yes. You will sit with them and they're like, he has not beaten me in like 2 months.
What?
He doesn't love me. You know, because to them, they think that when somebody
Yeah.
is
I
physically.
think that's true because I once had at around 2019,
Yeah.
my girlfriend once asked me, since we had started dating, you've never even slapped me.
Thank you.
You've never even
How
slapped
did you
me.
found it very strange?
Like I was wondering, like, should I fight you so that you know I love you? I was like,
Probably because I'm sorry to laugh. This is not a laughing situation, but I know what you're saying. She probably believes that if a man does not beat me, he doesn't love me. And that's the sad part. I've had situations whereby friends or neighbors, women that I'm very close to, will come running to me and they will show you injuries of pangas,
oh my God.
machetes. They've been beaten, like they are bleeding and bottles have been broken on their heads. Some of them, their legs, they left home, they had two legs, now they're amputees. So I would like to hail you for the fact that you don't condone that, and I would also like to emphasize and to beg you to also preach to your fellow young men,
Yeah.
for your fellow men, that is not the way to go.
Yeah.
There's nothing that was ever achieved through violence.
Yeah,
As
sure.
they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. Could mean it is also, for me, I also believe that saying means that sometimes when you're calm, it's better for you. A kind word will pull you closer
Yeah, sure.
than harsh word.
Yeah.
It's something that is very, very sad.
Yeah.
We accept abuse. They talk about it like it's something very normal.
Yeah.
Like it's like drinking water.
Yeah.
Somebody will go like, a woman cannot do this. A woman can never speak to me like that. A woman should not do this. So I'm glad that I'm telling you, 1 in 10,000. In fact, I've never sat down with a Korean man and not had him in 2 minutes talking about the way that if a woman was to speak to me like that, I would slap her, I
Oh my
would beat
God,
her.
no.
No, it's true. They speak like that.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm very, very, please don't change who you are. Never ever change who you are. So that's a good thing. I'm glad you came to my home today.
Maybe let me tell
Mhm.
the men one thing before we end
That's
our
all right.
video. Eh?
Yeah.
If you're a man out there and in a relationship, I think you have to find someone who understands you and someone who you understand each other. You get it? Like treat your woman as a queen. Eh?
Yeah.
When you treat your woman as a queen, I'm sure you'll get everything driven into your heart right and safe. Because when your woman is good, she will always support you. As long as you support her, there's no day your woman will go on not supporting you or something like that. Just support your woman, give her ears, share, sit down, share together, and get to hear the ideas, exchange ideas, know each other better. I think that can help. Hmm?
We have my cousin here, Nyangoko. That's my cousin Nyangoko. He's loitering around. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm very happy that I've had this chat with you. I wish we could talk more. I hope one day you can bring 2 or 3 of your friends and we
Yeah,
can educate each other about these sensitive issues.
I must bring them.
Please,
I know those people. I must come with them so
please.
that we get the argument
Yes,
on the table and
and
settle
we figure
everything.
it
Yeah,
out that what is it that they gain by abusing women.
yeah,
We are saying no to all these things. We are saying no to femicide. Femicide, we have had cases of women being killed. It's
yeah,
not safe for women in Kenya anymore.
yeah,
We are having cases of domestic abuse every day. We have cases of children being neglected, abandoned, abused.
yeah,
So please, guys, if you cannot be in a relationship whereby both of you can talk, communication is key in everything. If you cannot communicate, just and you don't have any peace, walk away. That's my advice.
yeah,
Walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it
yeah, sure.
because once that person beats you to a pulp and puts you on the ground 6 feet under, probably the same day in that funeral when they are burying you, his concubine and his other girlfriends are there.
Yeah,
They will sleep in that house that
yeah,
night. So don't kill yourselves, women, because of these men.
yeah.
If you feel like somebody is mistreating you, leave.
Run. Not even leave. Run. Just run away.
So that's it for today, guys. We are so grateful that Silvester came here to visit us. His channel again is Silvester Rioba.
Yes, Sylvester with an I.
Sylvester with an I, not a Y.
Yeah,
I for ink.
yeah.
So please subscribe to his channel. Thank you again for viewing. Thank you for liking. Please don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We love you. I'm so glad we're moving forward. And I know this video will reach the right people. So from Journey of 1,000 Voices, we say peace out. See
Bye
you guys tomorrow.
bye.
Bye.
Nice.